Hi, I'm Troy Alexander for Child Support Game Over. We're promoting our new book, and that can be purchased at csgameover.com. And I'd like to talk to you all about what happens when you go to court. Because a lot of men end up going to child support court, or family court as they like to call it. It might be a tribunal, it might be in a judicial setting. But what happens is they blink, and the next thing they know, it's over. They never really had any due process. Their rights were extremely violated. And they've got a child support order that might be for maybe $500 a month for the next 18 years, which is going to come to around $100,000. And if they do not make these child support payments, they may end up in jail or prison, may lose their license, may lose their occupational license, they may lose their passports. And this, I believe, is all being done because of the ignorance of our people. That the lawyers have created a system, a scheme for the enslavement of men, and the lawyers are not going to tell you what's happening. The lawyers' game is set up so that only they can participate in court, or that's what they would like. There is a law that says something along the lines of you must have a license to practice law. I checked Wisconsin, where we're at, the state statutes, and there is no license for attorneys or license for lawyers. State of Wisconsin license everyone from pet groomers to doctors, and yet there is no license for lawyers. What attorneys have is called a bar card. A bar being abbreviation for British Accredited Registry, which makes them sound like foreign agents to me. And what they have is a membership card that allows them to practice in the bar courts. Now, keep in mind, way back 100 years ago, there were no marriage licenses from the state. People registered their marriages in Bibles. Things about marriage were handled by the churches. And for the lawyers to get their scheme into place, the first thing they had to do was create the state marriage license. And this is a contract between the husband, the wife, and also the state. But men have a right not to contract with the state, and over time, people did not get the marriage licenses. So they had to come up with a new scheme. And the lawyers got together and they created an organization, few organizations, and started writing laws to try to enslave men. And they used the men's children as the form of enslavement. But again, over time, as people did not get marriage licenses and children were born out of wedlock, we are now at a place in time where 41% of children in this country are born out of wedlock. And they have needed to create a scheme in order to enslave the men with child support orders for that 41%. If the man had a marriage license and made the state a party of the marriage, then that was pretty easy. But they are looking to do more than just enslave the married men. This is a $200 billion a year industry that they have created, the child support industry. It has somewhere between, it's estimated, 250,000 and 400,000 men that are incarcerated due to this scheme. And it is estimated between 15 and 18,000 men per year end their lives because of the enslavement, the destruction of men's lives by this system. Now, with lawyers charging $200 an hour and up, and the Wall Street Journal saying that the average child custody battle costs over $75,000, you can see this is a huge, huge windfall for the lawyers. And when we brought some of the concerns we've had because of the information we have found through our research to these lawyers, they ran. When we asked them to maybe even work with us, they ran. They did not want to touch any of this. This information that we're providing in our book, Child Support Game Over, is important for men to have when faced with a paternity suit or a child support action brought against them in these courts, these so-called courts. They are, in fact, tribunals with residing employees. Even in states like Wisconsin, where they claim it's done 100% judicially, it is not a judge that hears the case or the action. Instead, if it is a judge, he has to change hats. He takes off his judge hat and he puts on a court commissioner hat. A court commissioner is a quasi-judge. And in Wisconsin, where it's judicial, it's a quasi-court. And therefore, you have a quasi-court order. And it's our opinion that men do not have court orders. From all the states, from administrative to quasi-judicial to full judicial, we do not believe you have a court order. And what they are telling you they're doing is not what they're doing. They are blatantly lying to men when they're brought in for these actions of what is happening if the man does try to figure it out. This is, in our opinion, a racketeering operation, and we would very much like men to be informed so that they can protect themselves, one, and hopefully, in the end, bring some righteous ending to this scheme of the attorneys. Again, my name's Troy Alexander. I'm co-author of the book, Child Support Game Over, and we'd like you to join us in this fight. Thank you.